Welcome to A Leader's Journey, the podcast for leaders who deeply believe there is a better way to lead and desire to create their unique journey towards becoming a legacy leader. I'm your host, Shannon Hammond. Over the last 20 years as a corporate leader and leadership performance coach, I've learned that many leaders believe there is a predefined path they have to follow and struggle leaning into their unique gifts that will create lasting impact and fulfillment. They end up feeling stuck, unhappy, and unfulfilled in the day-to-day of their role, and are challenged with why, since they have experienced success in their career and in life. I'm here to help leaders think through their leadership journey, learn how to ask themselves better questions, and learn the formula to create their leadership journey by design. If you are ready to design your unique leadership journey, lead with confidence, and love the teams you lead, then you are in the right place. Let's do this. Hello, my friends and fellow leaders. I'm glad to have you back here with me this week on the podcast. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am so happy that you are here. I know your time is valuable, and I'm grateful that you have chosen to spend some of it here with me today. Over the past several weeks, I've had several conversations with friends and clients, which all centered around responsibility. Whether it was lack of taking responsibility, taking too much responsibility, or challenges with a critical person in their life and their level of responsibility or lack thereof. So today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on responsibility and some key aspects that I learned from an article I read that my coach shared with me and was written by Bob Proctor. While I felt I've always had a high level of responsibility, it's a topic I had to do some soul searching on, some studying, and really being honest with myself where my responsibility had been lacking. I hope sharing this helps you as much as it has helped me. Responsibility is a key aspect of leadership and of life. Responsibility is a choice, and it truly is the key to freedom. When we take and accept responsibility for ourselves, everything changes. We are more confident and believe that our dreams can come true. We embrace our uniqueness and the value that we bring. We are in the driver's seat and have full control over our lives. Responsibility opens the door and permits us to walk into freedom. We're no longer sitting back hoping that things will happen for us. We're not handing our lives over to someone else and giving them power over us. It is really easy to blame someone or something else for what we do not have in life. And unfortunately, this is the road that many take. And in some aspects, it's the road that I've taken. And I'm not necessarily proud of that, but it's a lesson that I have been able to learn over my life. I've heard it many, many times in leadership. And it often sounds like I didn't get that promotion because they don't like me. They are getting ahead and I'm not. It's not my fault that the issue didn't get a positive result. What more do you want me to do? No one told me that I was supposed to do fill in the blank with whatever that is. Those are all telltale signs of someone who is not taking responsibility. I love this quote from George Bernard Shaw. He said that the people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they make them. Yes, yes, yes. If you want to reach a certain goal, achieve a specific milestone like a promotion, or maybe you have a dream car that you wanted to purchase, then you have to take responsibility and create your destiny. One of the concepts that Bob Proctor spoke about was being responsible for and being responsible to. It sounds simple, yet so many people confuse these concepts, which creates feelings of stress, worry, anger, and resentment. I know that I did, and when I first read this within the article, it was probably one of the most eye-opening and mind-blowing concepts for me. Because there really is a big difference between being responsible for and being responsible to. And I know for me, this is something that I got really, if I look back over my leadership journey, I got really tripped up about that and confused those concepts a lot throughout my leadership. So, confusion in these concepts, that can sound like statements of, if only I had fill in the blank, or I should have, again, fill in the blank. You know, and that's as it relates to someone else and their result. Leaders, they often take on that burden of, if only I had done this for my employee, maybe they would have gotten that promotion. Or if only, or I should have done this and maybe they wouldn't have left. This confusion comes up in life and leadership, right? All too often, leaders, they believe that they are responsible for their teams and they carry that around, not realizing they're not actually responsible for their team members. That's a heavy weight to carry, and it is something that will weigh you down as a leader. Now, you are responsible for your feelings, your actions, and your results, but no one else is. Now, as a leader, you may be responsible to another person, but you are not responsible for another person. Now, there's always going to be the exception to every rule. And of course, this would be for parents who are raising small children, right? And Bob talks about this in the article. Until they get to an age where they're able to do things for themselves, you have a responsibility for and to them, right? But this does not happen in leadership. There isn't going to be a point, because you are leading typically adults that are out working in the workforce, that you are going to be responsible for and responsible to them. Now, as a leader, you have a responsibility to your team members. You have a responsibility to give them clear, accurate, timely, and actionable feedback, coaching them through their development and guiding them in creating their development plan, bringing opportunities that further their growth to their attention so they have the chance, if they so choose, to partake in them. Advocating for them in rooms that they can't sit in, right? As leaders, we often sit around tables with other leaders in rooms that our team members, unless they are part of that leadership, they're not going to be in that room. And it's our responsibility to advocate for our team members. You have a responsibility to hire great team members. Whenever you have a backfill, that's one of your responsibilities to your team, is to make sure that you fill that person, or if you're adding headcount even, that you're filling that with a person that truly is the right fit for your team and your culture. We have a responsibility for writing accurate, detailed performance reviews. I know that that's something that's coming up in a couple months for me, as well as many other leaders, and it's our responsibility to make sure those are detailed and accurate. And we have a responsibility to being present and engaged in our one-on-one conversations, not distracted checking emails or chats or doing other things, but really giving that time to our team members. Now, as leaders, we are not responsible for how our team members show up and their attitudes and their behaviors. We are not responsible for the results that they do or do not get. So if they don't get the promotion, that's not on you as the leader, that's on them as the individual. You're not responsible for that. We are not responsible for whether or not they take action on the feedback that you shared. Your responsibility to your team member is to share the feedback, and then they are responsible for taking that action. You can't make them do something if they don't really want to do it. We are not responsible for deciding what they want next out of their career. Now, we can give them advice and guidance and suggest different positions that we know play into what they've shared that they want for their future, or where we see their strengths being the best assets, but we don't get to decide for them what they want out of their career. Ultimately, it's going to be on them to pick whatever role is next. And it's also their decision if they want to stay in the role that they are. And that's okay. We don't get to decide that for our team. That's their responsibility. As leaders, we cannot do the work for them or take responsibility for our team members getting results. That is all on them, And again, they are responsible for themselves. It may sound appealing to have another person take on your responsibilities. It is definitely the easy way out, and it still won't get the results that you are looking for. Plus, you are then making yourself dependent on another person, and you're giving them control over your future. You'll be disappointed every time, and you're going to have nobody to blame but yourself because you chose to give away your responsibility. Leaders often get caught in the trap of wanting to take responsibility for their team and just do things for them. Yet it's the same thing. You are making them dependent on you, which doesn't help them learn and grow, and it takes away their self-respect and them being able to see their true value. You are also taking away from yourself and the responsibility that you have for being a strong leader and investing in your development and your results. You are responsible for all the results in your life, your health, your wealth, your happiness, your emotions, your states of stress, all of it. You are in full control. Your team members, they are in full control of their results in life as well. Regardless of what happened in your past, your future is ahead and it's waiting for you to take control and responsibility for the amazing life that you are going to create for you. One of my favorite affirmations, one that I write in my journal every morning because I need that reminder for me. And I want to make sure that I start my days with the right intention for what it is that I'm looking to accomplish. That affirmation is, I am responsible for my life, for my feelings, for my personal growth, and for every result that I get. I absolutely love that. And when you take responsibility and you set aside all the excuses, amazing things will happen for you in your leadership and in your life. In the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, they share a line that I really liked, and it's excusitis explains the difference between the person who's going places and the fellow who is barely holding their own. So I want to ask you, are you going places or are you barely holding your own? Are you letting excuses get in your way and prevent you from taking responsibility for the things that you truly desire? Responsibility is a choice. Being responsible for and responsible to is also a choice. Responsibility will open doors for you. It will help you achieve your dreams and be the leader that you desire. You just have to choose to take responsibility for you. That's a powerful episode. And this is one that you may have to put on repeat. I know even for myself, after I was thinking through what I wanted to share and sharing it with you here today, I know for me, I'm going to be listening to this one. You may even have someone that comes to mind as you were listening. So I encourage you, share this episode with them. This might help change their life and maybe their leadership if that's something that they desire or a position that they're already in. As always, I appreciate you tuning in this week and spending some of your time with me. I hope that you found this episode valuable and you start taking responsibility for your future and the desires that you have in leadership and in life. Until next time, my fellow leaders, lead with confidence and show up every day as the leader you are striving to be. Thanks for listening to A Leader's Journey podcast. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're excited to learn more, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in next week for another exciting leadership lesson. I'd love to help you level up your leadership, achieve the goals you desire, and design your unique leadership journey. So click the link in the show notes to schedule a free Level Up Your Leadership session. During this time, we will define where you are in several key areas of leadership, where you desire to be, and how you can level up your leadership. You don't need to do this alone, so let's chat today and get your journey started. Don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn or in the A Leader's Journey community on Facebook, and share this episode with another leader so we can all learn and grow together. That's all for this episode, and I'll see you next week. Until then, lead with confidence, show up every day as the leader you are striving to be, and make the decision today to level up your leadership this year.